this one is a video that's based on request. So we doing it based on request. Sorry about the siren. Hope everybody okay. Alright, so this one's based on request. This is why rappers stop writing, or the punch-in method. And this was on request because of my boy. I'm trying to think. Nah, I still write, bro. I still write. I don't know. I don't like the punching in method. It ain't really connect with me yet, but I like to write. I love to write. I got this desk that I'm on. It has a little undershelf. That junk got some of my books. My closet got some of my books. I be writing on pages. I got pages right here with the rhymes on them. We ain't playing, bro. Keep rhymes everywhere. Pen and the paper, your best friend. Never know. So we gonna jump into it. Y'all already know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy it. Share it. View it. Say what videos y'all like. All the jazz, bro. We jumping in.
I think a lot of people picture like modern rappers who really just like pen and paper in the studio, writing down their raps, figuring it out, scratching it out, changing it.
Yeah, no. We stopped writing a long time ago. Not many people write.
Back in the day when people were just using tape, you just had one take. So everybody had to be on point.
It used to be a time before the 24 track, for instance. If a singer went in, you had to sing that top to bottom, baby. You had to have it figured out.
Most music up until about 20 years ago was always recorded on tape. It's more of a process. It's a lot more laborious, a little bit more tedious.
I've watched Tupac giving a speech. Hey, we have 2 hours of studio time. Come here, prepared.
We don't have time or the luxury to spend all of this time doing one song. We don't have it.
Fast forward a little bit, word starts to spread, mid to late 90s that
I kind of before Just Blaze go into his spiel. I like the writing method though, because I feel like it add it's a few positives that it does, but the main thing is that shit add urgency, bro. That you got limited time, you better knock that shit out. That shit does a lot of different things. It adds to your tone of voice, to your sense of urgency on the track itself. You get all of the whatever feeling, whatever emotion, whatever type of tone you trying to put out. That's exactly what you're gonna get right then, because you gotta move. You gotta go from song to song. It allows for you not to mess up often. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a test. Because then you gonna have to run it back, do the whole thing over. I like it. That's I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird like that. I find it to be a little more. For me, it's refreshing, because I like to know that I'm on that type. I make my damn. This equipment that y'all see me on now, I use the same equipment to make my song. Same desk, same monitor, everything. And whenever I'm doing it, I'm telling myself oh shit, I just tried one take that jump sound fire. Let me run it back, see what the next track sound like, and then just go from there. I've tried to punch in one time, and I ain't gonna lie, it was proven fruitful. But I think the last time I put out a song was 4 months ago. And that's the jump that y'all be hearing on the beginning of all the videos. And then the other jump that I be putting on there is one that me and my boy working on, but we don't want to put it out yet.
Jay doesn't actually write any of his rhymes down.
So you literally come in the studio and then formulate sentences in your head.
Yeah.
And then spit it to that beat.
Yeah.
And you never write down the lyrics.
Never.
Which leads to other rappers.
See, I find that. And I see now the reason I do like the punching method though is because the punching method requires you quick thinking. But nowadays, a lot more people have a lot more time. You got a lot more studio time. You got a lot of people got home studios. A lot of people got more time to take it, run it back. I know Lil Wayne has a studio. Lil Wayne's my favorite rapper. So to know that he uses the punching method and then he uses punching method, it takes him 7 weeks to make a verse. It makes a lot of sense as to why his stuff comes out the way it does. It's damn near flawless. Because if all you do is live, eat, breathe, sleep music, then you gonna know how to do it every single time. You gonna know based off the beat what type of tone you want to bring, how you want your music to sound, how you want the syllables to come out. Because anything can be different at any time. You know what I'm saying? Every song is different. Every beat is different. So it's positives to the punching method too. But me personally, I do find that like a sheet of paper, you know, learning from my mistakes, taking out certain words like just is another is an example of like my English teacher, Mr. Koenig, shout out. Mr. Koenig used to always tell us, if you gonna write poetry or you gonna write a body of work, you need to make sure that you take out the fluff words. Fluff words are things like and, things like just. What's another one? Like a. Like just like little things that add extra syllables. And then when I took that into my music, I'm like, oh shit, like I'm adding way too many syllables in this bar, in this verse, in this hook. And then you take them out, you run it back, then it sounds way more flawless, like it sounds more fluid. Now, my boy Mike, he tells me all the time that he thinks that when you write it down and you record it, it sounds different than if you memorize it. That's a thing that I'm working on, memorizing my shit like through and through so I can just run it. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's different flavors for different folks, but yeah.
To do the same thing.
I found out that Jay wasn't writing. I didn't want to ever see a pen or paper again.
Vicious.
What I know is when you see your hero can jump 7 feet, it makes you want to jump 8.
50 bands on me, 10 out of 10. You telling me you falling out of love with me?
I came up out the trenches, then I had...
Problem is that not all of them are as great or as capable of doing it.
Yeah, turn me up in my ear. I'm leaving that body. I bet this break catching body.
That's a cool setup.
God, you ever write rap style?
Hell no.
That's no pen, no pad. They're just going in and punching in.
Punch method.
Punching, recording.
Punching through more bars.
I ain't never wrote raps. I just be rapping.
Do you write or
why.
you punch in? I punch in. I don't write.
Today, Pro Tools is essentially like the pen and paper.
And that's where it becomes this different type of art form.
It's improvisational versus writing the stand-up piece.
I like that. Yeah.
Versus tracing.
Oh, okay.
Keep that part from me. Just punch me in now. Hello, like right snake.
Now, even though they like, you know, making it comical with like writing the letters that he using, I will say, her did an interview recently, and she was talking about how she doesn't write it out, and if she is hearing the beat, she'll just like, and then you just kind of like, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it literally forms itself, bruh. It literally forms itself. It's moments where like I don't do it, and then I do it, and I see the difference, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that does make sense. But whole time it comes from complete fucking gibberish, bruh. It comes from absolute thin air, and from that thin air, you wind up making like a cranking ass jump. And even if it don't crank, and it's just a jump that make you think, or it's a party song, or whatever the case may be, like it just comes from thin fucking air. You just hit a beat, and you, and then it just becomes a thing. That shit is vicious. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's my favorite little method. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't trying to give y'all all my little tips. Next thing I know, y'all start coming in my junk, typing up lyrics. Y'all can type up lyrics, bro. Enjoy yourself. But yeah though.
Yeah, man, my name's Moody Handred.
The artist might not really have the song written, but they're not necessarily freestyling in the traditional sense where they're just going in and saying the first thing that comes to mind, and they're doing that for 4 minutes straight.
You run back one more time. I'm trying to think of punching in like saying one bar at a time. I got these records can't fold in the wallet. You making the peasant. I got these records can't fit in the wallet. I'm stacking the bigger deposit.
Definitely one line at a time.
Hit the store and don't leave in dead bodies. Hit the store and don't leave in dead bodies. Hit the mall and don't leave in dead bodies. Hit the store and don't leave in dead bodies. Then you say the net bar. Then you say the bar there, and you play it all together. You sound like a whole sentence. I got these records can't fit in the wallet. I'm stacking a bigger deposit. Hit the store and don't leave in dead bodies.
They're using
I see what he did.
as a way to create their rhymes as opposed to a way to correct their rhymes. It's I feel it's really just a generational thing.
But you don't
see. Okay, just Blaze explaining it that way explains it a lot, because he was like, what was it?
Their rhymes, a way to create their rhymes as opposed to a way to correct
a way to create their rhymes instead of a way to correct their rhymes. Cause you don't have to do much correction. You just blank it out and then just keep going. And they go bar, 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 bar. I don't use Pro Tools. I think Mike does. He might either use Pro Tools or he might use FL, but I think he gave up on FL. But I know when he makes his beats, he does something similar. Like what I think we both try to like find the bones of our creative works, because like he makes beats, I make music, and then every now and then he'll jump on a song. But I found that like I do like to correct myself. You know what I'm saying? Because it breeds habit for the next song and the next song and the next hook. Like the whole thing with writing it down and then finding the fluff words, bro, that shit helps so much. It helps the song come out so much better just because it's more fluid versus being like stuck at a syllable. Like that one is or that one a or that one and that comes out and it's just like right there, it's in a way, bro. I like the way he presented that though. It's a way to create instead of correct, because that way, like, you could just honestly, you could pump music out. All you need is a beat at that point, because if you got 10 beats and they all to your liking and you can like kind of form them the way you want with your lyrics, then you just one and then spin it, two, and then all it takes is just a lot of creation, which is just to punch in.
It rhymes. It's
I like the way he explained it.
It's just a generational thing.
But you don't think you could end up with something better if you sometimes wrote some stuff?
No.
It's just not for you.
Nope.
I know Juice WRLD is one of the best freestylers, so.
Rap has grown, rap has evolved, and there's always good and bad when it comes to evolution. What we're seeing is a lot of the same lane being explored over and over again.
People think, oh, they just rap about this, or they're just rapping about like the easy rhyme scheme or the easy, but to be in a studio and write 5 songs a day, 7 days a week about new topics and make it sound different, it's very, very impressive.
She just hit on something, bro. Bro, that shit is impressive because it's so fucking difficult, dog. That's where I'm at right now. And I've been at this place for the longest and trying to find a new way to conjure up new topics. But like, and I think I found a way. But again, I'm not finna give y'all all my sauce and what y'all tripping. But it's extremely difficult to make constant new topics, to always have that whole song flow on that topic. That shit is not a simple task at all. Like, and then it depends on what kind of rapper you are, because not every like you could, if you're a trap rapper or a drill rapper, you're gonna have a particular lane that you're gonna stay in. You don't really switch from there. I know I think Lil Baby did it with, I think it's called Black and White. I think it's on my playlist. But I think it's Black and White, and another one is like Catch the Sun. Like they two different lanes that you wouldn't normally see him go into. And I think he did an interview that said that he wouldn't be doing that anymore. He wouldn't do like Black and White type of songs anymore. The song was good. It was interesting to hear the perspective of somebody that's been in a different situation, in a different music style, to talk about things like black injustice. You know what I'm saying? Like unnecessary shootings and killings by our law enforcement, stuff like that. That kind of stuff is interesting. That kind of stuff piques my interest. When it comes to me, my biggest issue is I don't write about anything that has not actually happened to me. Unless it's a song where it's like, if it's a rap exaggeration, like I don't know, like if you saying some shit like you been on the moon, I step on that bitch and blah 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 blah, that type of shit, like of course that's not something that you actually done, but that's exaggerating what your lyrical powers can do, like what your prowess can do, you know, the talent that you build or the skill. You know, some people are prodigies at stuff, and rap could be one of those things. But when it comes to finding topics and like trying to make an EP, trying to make an album, you know what I'm saying, trying to make a body of work where it's just like you could take that body of work and go and promote yourself with that body of work, it's not as easy as people think, bro. It's not easy. I honestly think a lot of the time that's where the writer's block comes from, because by definition a writer's block ain't real. You could always write, you could always record, you could always say something, but how many times are you going to just be able to say something and the next thing you know that forms into a body of work? It's not easy. I got notes in my phone. I think right now I'm at I deleted a few. I'm at like probably like 304 of notes of just mixed things in terms of topics, in terms of lyrics. It could be a single lyric on a phone note, and that's it. And that John could be from like 4 years ago. It's just a lyric I never used. Shit like that. Because sometimes you get the spark and you up, and then the next minute you ain't got it, and it ain't that same, you know what I'm saying, same type of energy, and then you just fall off of that particular body that you was building. So you could have a single bar, you could have a single 4, a 4/16, and you just like, and you don't really think about it. Then you come back to it, and you just like, all right. I think J. Cole's song, he was like, it was a beat I heard, but I slept on it before. You know, sometimes things don't hit you as soon as you press play. That's that song. I think it's Hold Out My Hands or whatever. Something like that. I'm terrible with the titles, but I know the song. But when it comes to stuff like that, bro, topics are not easy to find. So if you are somebody who's an aspiring artist, if you somebody who like some type of entertainer, especially if you're dealing with something with writing or your voice or something like that, bro, I ain't gonna say take your time, but I do say like realize that if it's one of them moments where like you sitting there, you sitting at your desk, or you sitting at the table, or you sitting in the living room, and you trying to come up with something, take a load off, you know what I'm saying, come back to it, meditate on it a little bit, something will pop up, something will come to you. For me, I like to use situations. So like my boys and they two of my boys and they baby moms, I don't think they're good people, but if I could put that in the song, that's like me supporting them, giving them like a verbal confirmation from a distance, and also like putting that in the song because it's real. Like that's a real situation, but that's a real situation that a lot of people can chime in on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people see that type of stuff, they feel that type of stuff. A lot of men battle with those things, etc., etc. It just depends, bro. That's my easiest way of writing. But it all depends. Maybe one day you feel like you run out of subject matter, you know, topics, and then you start going on that decline.
Yeah, it is more to it.
Instead of one song for a week, it's 5 songs a night, and you keep it pushing.
Not that artistry isn't appreciated, but it's more so like, all right, how fast are we getting this done?
We don't come under the umbrellas of the people who write raps like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and I'm just sort of saying that the unprofessional rap culture is what I'm a kid of. Guys who like, I'm just a street cat and I rap.
I'm flipping another one, bought me a gun. I jumped out the poacher and bought me a gun.
I just want a lot of people to know that. Like, you're not Jay-Z, you're not a failure.
It's about you. Whether you're writing on a phone, a piece of paper, punching in, off the dome, it doesn't matter.
See, I like the way the previous dude explained it though. He's like, I like the way he did that, because what he would have done, like, you know, the more people that see it, he explained the difference in rap in a way that like he's saying like he's not part of the J. Cole's or the Kendrick Lamar's, and then if you're not Jay-Z, you're not a failure. That don't mean that you're a failure. It's like he explaining that like drill and trap is the unprofessional way of rapping, but it's still you. It's still a form of you. It's still an expression of you. It could be, you know, something that you've done in real life or something that you haven't, but it's still a form of your art. I like the way he did that, because I always be thinking that like, I say used to think, because I try to, you know, grow in the moment. I used to think that like, I just thought trap was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? And I think that like a lot of, what I don't like is gibberish music. So you could call that whatever you want, but gibberish music is like the shit where I'm listening to it, like I'm sitting there. Yeah, you're gonna have to hold on a second. So it could be shit that I'm listening to, right? And I'm listening to it and I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about subject matter. I just don't understand what you're saying. So to me, digesting it, you know what I'm saying, I can't take it in. And I feel like a lot of people feel like that, but then also you got like peer pressure and other folks like, oh, I want you to hear this song and this, that, and the third. Like that type of stuff, it creates atmosphere. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on there. But it creates an atmosphere where you don't get the opportunity to enjoy the music because you can't relate to the music, whether it's through the ears or through you hearing the words and you like, oh, okay, this makes sense, type of thing. It could just be me.
Like coming from like how I feel right then and there. Like me writing down ain't gonna be the same energy me saying it.
You can't really hold your technique over a younger generation's head, right? Ultimately, it is about just getting the best end result.
I like that explanation.
I respect it all because it all takes work and it all takes thought. Whether you're sitting over a pad or you got to spend 4 hours figuring it out, piecing it together, punching in, at the end result moves people emotionally, the art is worth it.
See, I like the way he explains it too. I like this one. I know this might be a short one, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But this one was requested. And I'm a big fan of listening. Like, this is probably the best way that I've heard any of this described. So to me, it's like I can digest things a little bit differently. Now, will I just start listening to music out the gate and like trying different musics? Not really. You know what I'm saying? But I might be interested in understanding other artists and their stamp, like they're meant. Like if I ever meet somebody and it's like you and me both know we from two different sides of like the rap spectrum, but that doesn't mean we can't come somewhere in the middle, somewhere common. You know what I'm saying? Understanding each other does not take, you know, your craft and my craft and the differences between them and the difference of the subject matter. So I like this one. I like this one a lot. I know I normally don't do this to y'all, so I'm not fitting, but I'm going to today. Okay, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, huh? Look around. If y'all banging with what y'all watching, send me a comment, send me a message. My Gmail is always in the description. Send me an email. Comments are always open. I don't think I have any restrictions on my comments. I feel like people should be able to write and say whatever they want. I will respond to you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. I think I got like 2 more queued right now, and I'm trying to work on a song today too. So it's a whole day of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll peep y'all on the next one, bro.
We was making up at the light. We was just trying to get through the night. Keep moving tight. Got a feeling that something ain't right. Have you ever held on to your life? Would you leave it or put up a fight? I have a wife, and I wonder if she be alright. Big brody got hit in his temple. It's still on my mental, and I'm working on how to forgive you. I don't know you, but I got it in for you. There's a reason I don't own a pistol, cause it's and whoever with you. And it's hard cause the family is broken, so it's easy to stay to yourself. Please allow me to maintain distance, cause I feel like I'm somebody else. And I wanna be there, but that's pushing it. Tension is still in the air, since you keep on spinning the narrative. Trade me the truth for a dare. All I got is my heart and a stare. Shed a tear every time that it tears. I would cry, but that wouldn't be fair. So instead I act like I don't care. Mama could tell that I'm aggy, toning it down when I talk. Call me to tell me she trusts me. Both of us missing my pops. I thought that man was forever. 4 years I was in shock. I had a son of my own, and that was the key to the lock. Guess things staying in motion. Doesn't care if you ready or not. There were times where I thought I would crack. Turns out I can handle a lot. Mama could tell that I'm aggy, toning it down when I talk. Call me to tell me she trusts me. Both of us missing my pops. I thought that man was forever. 4 years I was in shock. I had a son of my own, and that was the key to the lock.
Pops groomed my mother, different fathers for my brothers. Broken families and we ain't handling what else is supposed to be said. Nothing. Feel like I can't drop tears. Damn.
drop gates enough. Existing and living is tough. Everything awkward is stuck. We be on touch and go. We be on pick and roll. One sentence, it's all in the air. It all go out of control. Can't have no real gatherings. Nobody gather they souls. Bring my homies to the cookouts, cause they the only ones I know. He died, and I got the call, the key that locked my lock. I'm saying, in a precarious spot. I'm saying, I was the one that yelled for you. You on the ground got shot. That dead spun my top. Thought you was infinite, all of my images of you gone in an instant. Not comparing myself, you are a real life hero. Always down for your people. Thought I would be the one to leave you. How I'm supposed to get on? Trying to take care of your son, but he disconnected and I'm not a father. Now I'm prompted to be one. Moms can't connect, she like a whole lot of empathy. She see men as an enemy, vacancy in the vicinity. Keep going with no certainty. We trying to be men, operate on no feeling. Know that we need some healing. Use each other for the conduits. Y'all memory is hard to honor it. Hard to think I lost my brother. I found the brother I met a decade ago. When he met you, I saw how you knew that I was protected. Now I'm a protector. Gotta trade off the baton. What other choice do we have? We brothers and uncles and dads, and all of the things that we lack. Or putting it simpler, all of the men that we cannot get back. I'm saying, key that had locked my lock. Son that had key his lock. In a precarious spot. I was the one that yelled for you. Key that had locked my lock. Son that had keyed his lock. In a precarious spot. I was the one that yelled for you.